to see me tracing my tattoos and explaining the meanings behind them. And that's so exciting because I don't really get anybody ever asking me about my tattoos other than like, what are they? You know, in like real life, especially this one, which we will get to. I get so many questions all the time in public about that particular tattoo. So, here's the thing. I'm going to be doing a little bit of brushing as I'm explaining and tracing them the best of my ability. Now, here's the thing, friend. You do not actually have to pay attention if you don't want to. If you want to take this opportunity to just hang out with someone and go to sleep or study, do your homework, get some work done, write, game, whatever, you just go ahead and do it. But if you are interested in what I have to say for whatever reason, then stick around. Yeah. So I think we should just get into it. So I decided that we should go in order of when I got these tattoos. Starting with this arm. Now, this is the first tattoo that I will be talking about, and it says, I exist. I exist. I exist. And so that is spelled I-E-X-I-S-T, period. I-E-X-I-S-T, period. I-E-X-I-S-T, period. I exist. I exist. I exist. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, so that is actually a song title. Song title by an artist I really like named Flat Sound. Flat Sound, all in one word, okay? Flat Sound. Flat Sound. Flat, 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 flat Sound. It is tied as my favorite song of all time with Santa Monica Dream by Angus and Julia Stone, okay? What I love about this song are the lyrics and the entire sound of it. I used to fall asleep to it almost nightly when I was in high school. It was like one of the only things that I could do to get to sleep. I've always had issues with sleeping. That is why ASMR came into my life. But I also would listen to this song when I had panic attacks, and unbeknownst to me, I had bipolar disorder, and I would have shifts, but I didn't know I was having shifts, right? So I'd put this song on. I'd put I Exist, I Exist, I Exist by Flat, 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 Flat Sound on, and it would usually calm me down. And I got this tattoo on my 18th birthday. 18th birthday. One of the biggest deals to me when I was in high school, because I went to a strict school, was I went to a Catholic school. I wanted to be, you know, a rebel, be who I am, who I was, which was like emo. I hadn't really transitioned into goth yet, but I was emo, and I was Tumblr girl #1, and yeah. So on my 18th birthday, I got this tattoo, and I really enjoyed cringy. So I actually really love it now. Love it, love it, love it, love it now. Despite all of that, and in spite of all of that. Yeah, so that's my first tattoo. Now I think we should get to this big boy right here. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do my best to outline this first, right? Going down, going around, down, going around, down. Now, if you have no idea what this is and you're staring at it like, what is that? You are not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. I get questions about this tattoo in public all the time. So these are little blood splatters. What do you think it is? Before I tell you, what do you think it is? Do you know where it's from? Or do you have no idea? Okay, I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you. You silly goose. You silly goose. So this is a bleeding strawberry. A bleeding strawberry. You can't even see it. Look at that. Look at that. It goes down. It goes down. It drips. It drips. Drips. Drips down. Down my arm. Down my little arm. Boop, 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 boop. Ah. And then there's these cool little details here. These cool little details that I love. I love my tattoo artist that I go to. She does such a good job. Like, look at that. That's my favorite part of the tattoo. It was also the most painful part of that tattoo. So worth it, right? So let me explain a little bit more before I get into little details of that piece. So there is a movie, my favorite movie of all time, which is Across the Universe. Across the Universe, Across the Universe. It is a Beatles jukebox musical set in the 1970s during the Vietnam War era, and it follows a bunch of different characters with names from Beatles songs and showing a bunch of different perspectives of life. And they all come together in some regard. And I don't know, when I was younger, I'm 25, my sister had it on DVD, and anytime that I was not feeling well, or I'd gone to the dentist, or anything like that, I would beg her to put that film on, and she would, and I'm a big Beatles fan, and I have been since I was about 7 or 8, probably 8 or 9, because this movie came out in 2007, so, yeah, and so, I get a lot of people asking if it's an apple, or if it's a heart, or a bomb, or strawberry. The answer is that it's all of the above. That is the symbolism of the strawberry in the movie, and also my favorite sequence of that movie is when they do Strawberry Fields Forever. Now, I'm gonna say something controversial, and you cannot judge me, because I think I'm right. This is the most awful thing I will admit online, which is I like the Across the Universe version of Strawberry Fields Forever more than I like the original. Not to be controversial, but I'm being brave and controversial. Anyways, so I love this tattoo. I had originally gotten it when I was 19, but the guy who did it, first of all, I wanted it to be on my ribs, but the man who was doing it, of course, did not really think that a woman could withstand the pain of a tattoo on her ribcage, and so he refused to do it. said that she could fix it up. And so she did. And she added all of these beautiful little details of splatters of paint, splatters, 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 all around it. And my favorite part of the tattoo, which is right here, I just love the shredding of it as it bleeds, bleeds, bleeds. And I think this really, like, represents a part of me. Not to get too personal, it's just, this is how I feel. Dissect that any way that you feel, but I feel like this is a good representation of me as an image. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that'll keep you on your toes for days. What does she mean by that? Anyways, I don't really have much more to say than that. So let's get to my other arm. This tattoo right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5. It's kind of getting hard to tell. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is somewhere. 10, 11, 12. So if you do not know what this is from automatically, that is an image from the TV show Hannibal, about Hannibal Lecter, obviously from Silence of the Lambs, or if you've read the books, Thomas Harris's Red Dragon. I am the biggest Hannibal fan. Well, no, I wouldn't claim the biggest, but I have loved Hannibal since right after it got canceled after season 3. It is like the most important media to me other than Twilight, which I have a Twilight shelf. I should like do a video where I go through all of my memorabilia. If you want that, let me know. I love Twilight, but I love Hannibal. I have a bunch of Hannibal fan art in my apartment. I'm not even joking. Everybody in my life knows me as the girl that has the interesting fan art. But this tattoo right here, I'm gonna trace the circle again if you don't mind. So, here's what it is in the show. Will Graham, played by Hugh Dancy of Ella Enchanted fame and Confessions of a Shopaholic, is losing track of time, and he doesn't know why. Sometimes he doesn't know where he is, what time it is. He's having blackouts. And he goes to his psychiatrist, Hannibal Lecter, played by Mads Mikkelsen. And Hannibal suggests to him to draw a clock. And, you know what, I feel like you've forgotten how to draw a clock, so I'm gonna show you. So we get a circle, and you go, so 12 goes up here, okay, or I guess it's this way for you, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he says, well, I want you for a very specific reason. But I have wanted that tattoo since I was 16 and saw the show for the first time. At the time, like I said before, I was not diagnosed correctly, and I felt very connected to that imagery of thinking one thing and then someone else saying something completely different. I won't go into many details, but I also, at that age, I experienced some time loss, and I would be very spaced out and not know really where I was. So that was an important tattoo for me to get, to kind of solidify that time in my life and also pay tribute to my favorite TV show of all time. Okay, so this is gonna be probably the hardest one to do because I'm not left-handed, but we can try, right? So this says Mirabel, peace, happiness. So it's MIRRL, period, PEAC, period, HAPPINESS, period, Mirabel, peace, happiness. So these are song titles by Taylor Swift. These two are from her album Folklore, and this one is from Evermore, which is my favorite album of hers as of now. I got those when I was 21. So I got this one when I was 18, this one when I was 19/21. I got this when I was 20, I believe, and this one when I was 21. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. I have been a big fan of hers since I was 7 or 8 years old with her country music. Country. I won't talk too much. I feel like people talk about her a lot these days. I'm not really on the internet except for like YouTube and Tumblr. Just to out myself. So I know that there's a lot of like people who like don't like her, which is fine. I like don't care because I just like what I like, and I feel like there's a lot of weird people out there, so I won't go too into it. But Mirabel, peace and happiness are songs that I feel like very connected to, or I kind of did at the time. Mirabel especially, yeah, Mirabel, is a beautiful song, peace is a beautiful song, and happiness, I think, is the one for me that, hits really close to home, even though, not every single lyric applies to me. What I was going through at the time of getting this tattoo, all of these songs were really meaningful to my life, and I guess some part of me feels a little cringe for getting a Taylor Swift tattoo. But it was either going to be that or a Twilight tattoo that says "Time passes, even for me," which is from an excerpt of New Moon, the novel. But I went with the Taylor Swift songs, and I know that that's very vague. I could do a deep is a Polaroid. A Polaroid, so it goes down, it goes down, it goes here, it goes there, and it comes back around. And you get that here as well. And in this Polaroid is a blue butterfly, a blue butterfly that is bleeding off the page. And there's like a little bucket around it. And if you see right here, it says blue skies are coming. So I'm gonna try to get close as I do this. Do you mind if I get a little bit closer? And so it's a BLUESKIESARE. And then let me move over here. There you go. COMING. And if you can tell, the words are facing me while the rest of the tattoo is facing out. So the blue skies are coming. Specifically, before we get to the butterfly, is a line from my favorite song on my favorite album of all time, which is The First Days of Spring. The First Days of Spring by Noah and the Whale. I don't know any of their other music, I'm just gonna say that, but that is my favorite album of all time. Blue skies are coming, but I know that it's hard. That is like the most impactful lyric I think I've ever heard, and it makes me cry almost every single time that I hear it. I guess it just makes me a little emotional. It makes me a little bit emotional. That album has helped me through friend breakups, actual breakups, depression, anxiety, shifts, breakdowns, episodes, whatever. It always has a different meaning every time that I listen to it, and I can listen to that album on repeat. And the last few years, that song has been getting me through healing, and doing work in therapy. And I find that that is the song that I go back to every time I need a little pick me up. So, if you are a total gamer like me, which I'm not a gamer, please do not claim me as a gamer, because I am most definitely not a gamer. I literally only play the Lego games Life is Strange and Spyro. Don't ask me why. I have loved Life is Strange since the moment I watched a YouTuber play it when it came out. And it got me into loving video games that are mainly about storytelling, focused rather than gameplay, I would say. And the choose your own adventure was such a big deal at the time for video games, right? I would say the third game is my favorite, followed by the DLC Before the Storm, which sounds controversial, and then the first one, and then Double Exposure, and then Life is Strange 2, because that one is actually like really bad. Great premise, poor follow through, I would say. But isn't this really cool? The way it comes out like this, the way that it bleeds. I'm getting the color touched up later this month, because blue is really hard to get into the skin. So, my wonderful tattoo artist, who I love, she's great. She did some research about Life is Strange, and she really was like, the butterfly symbolizes Chloe, and Chloe is like coming out from the past into the future, or into a new reality or a new timeline. so much that I love about this tattoo, and I love what my tattoo artist did with it, because I wanted her to have her own interpretations, artistically, of that butterfly, because I think that the original is a little bland. It's a part of the game, but I wanted it to match me, and I wanted it to kind of match my other tattoo, obviously. Some details that I think are really cool is there's this bucket in the background, but the thing is I think that each corner of the tattoo, right there, if you see, there's like really intentional lining. So you see how like these kind of go up and down, up and down, up and down, and then this one's circular, 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 and then this one has a bunch of different like sharper points, and then this one has that cut across that I feel like really resembles my other one. I think it's all like super individual and like super cool, especially because it's just shading for a bucket, but it's important to me because the Life is Strange got me through a lot of stuff over the last 10 years, and I've had a lot of bad things happen to me, but one of the constants in my life has been my love for Life is Strange, and no one's been able to take that away from me. Take that away from me. Take that away from me. And I think that's beautiful, and I see myself in the blue butterfly. I see myself as Chloe, kind of like escaping the world that seems so against her into a different reality, a different timeline, a different future. I really resonate with Rachel Amber's character in Before the Storm. I feel like that's all I'm gonna put there. I want to be more honest, but I feel like some of this has to like belong to me. And there's another aspect of it that has to do with scar tissue that I was trying to cover up. For the first time in my life, I was covering scar tissue, and I thought that the butterfly was great symbolization. Anyways, I thought it was a good symbol. If you know anything about the blue butterfly, like little project that they had on Tumblr about 10 years ago, look it up if you want the full meaning. I don't really want to go into it on youtube.com right now, but it has a lot of meaning to me. So, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually have 6 tattoos. My other tattoo is on my hip, and I don't feel comfortable showing my hip on youtube.com. But it is a Harry Styles lyric. I got it with my best friend 2 years ago, I would say. Or maybe it was 2 years ago. I got it with my best friend that I connected with over Harry Styles and One Direction, and our love for them. And it's from his song Kiwi, and it says, "It's none of your business." And we thought it was like kind of stupid, like we were just craving getting tattoos. But that one has a lot of symbolism for me that, again, is like super personal. And maybe this hasn't been the best video, but I'm kind of banking on you not really paying attention. Are you paying attention? Have I just called you out? Have you just stopped doing what you're doing? Hey you. How's it going over there? I'm checking in on you. Checking in. Hey, you're not replying to me. What's going on? You're literally just staring at me. Like, yet. Thank you for being here while I yap. And I hope you have a good week. A good week. Good week. Go get a tattoo if you want. If you want. If you want. I'm not gonna pressure you or anything. Pressure you or anything. Pressure you or anything. But I think you should get a tattoo if you want. 'Tis the season. I know that Halloween is coming up. Halloween is coming up next month. So that would be a great time to get a flash tattoo. Flash tattoo, which I am planning to do. So maybe I'll show you. I'll show you if I get another one. Fingers crossed. Okay. Well, it has been great to see